Yeah, what up, my boy?
What it do, what it do, blessings, King.
How you doing?
Chilling. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm vibing. You know what I'm saying? Growing, growth. You know what I mean? Appreciating life.
Okay. How? Well, let me put my headphones on. Shit.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
But how you though, King?
I'm chilling, bro. Everything's smooth. Can't complain. Another day, another dollar, my boy.
Yes, sir. Another day, another blessing. You heard?
Nah,
Either make it happen or it's gonna happen. You feel me? Because the work you put in before.
nah, that's a fact, though. How was your week going?
My weekend was pretty cool. My weekend's pretty cool. Spending time with the kids, appreciating the moments. You know what I'm saying? Taking it for what it is, or taking it in at the moment. You know what I mean? Because you
Mhm.
always be able to look back at it. You know, went to see Mom Dukes, spent some time with her, with the bros. Uh,
Mhm.
Narigu was talking about the pod. You know what I'm saying? He's saying shout out to the bro. So I know he either gonna be listening or he gonna see. You feel me? He said he like what we doing. You know what I mean? We on the right path. Just continue doing what we doing.
All right. Next time we invite him next time we can invite him in the comments.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. That sound good, though, my boy.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right. On that note. Welcome to Gamble with Life podcast. I'm Nati Boyzo.
Dice Cannon,
Elevate your mind.
level up your life.
All right. Gamble with Life podcast is a space dedicated to exploring the realities of mental health, wealth building, financial wisdom, personal growth, self knowledge, relationship, self love, music, and the majority of events shaping our worlds today. Here we have real conversations about the challenges and risks we all face and how to go through them. If you know someone you know needs help, call or text 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Yeah, that's a fact. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm glad you put that in there. Because I mean, the space that we trying to create is for people who are having the worst, even if it's, you know what I'm saying, something they can't speak of, that they can come in this space. You know what I mean? Be able to hear something, be able to hear some clarity, be able to get some uplifting in their spirit. You know what I'm saying, or some purpose in their life.
Okay. Nah, that's a fact. That's 100% true, my boy. Because yeah, like he said, this space is really dedicated for people that's trying to work on self improvement in every way. You feel me? In
Right.
every way. Every way you can think about self improvement, this is the platform for it. You feel me? We're just trying to do better and show people the steps of doing better while we're doing better ourselves.
Every day, man. Every day.
Yeah. But today I was gonna talk about mental health. I had a few questions and I had a clip too I might play.
Okay.
uh, I might play later on to just hear your thoughts of it.
All right.
Yeah, and the questions I got today is the point the importance of therapy, self-awareness, and emotional stability. How important is mental health? How dealing with heartbreaks and social anxiety can have an impact on your mental health? What are the things you do to help improve yourself? And you had a is it we talking about for the holidays right now. So is a gift really a responsibility or is it by choice?
That's a really, really interesting question because um that joint like hit different. Because I mean, all right, let's say for instance you rapper, entertainer, people go, yo, this person got money or they got notoriety and they got a big fan base, and like, yo, the fact that a lot of people looking at them or know who they are, they have a responsibility that they, you know, got to speak a certain type of way, move a certain type of way. dress a certain type of way, be able to capitalize and promote on things that everybody agree on that, kids or young adults should intake, or what they should use to fuel their own careers and their own lives, and how to become better people. See, but the thing that's crazy about that is the people who want that they don't have none of those boxes checked off. But they're expecting for this person, because they're a fan of them and they think other people are fans of them and they follow them, that this is some type of it comes with a responsibility that they have to know to do. But what trips
Mm-mm.
me out about that is most people get picked out of a special or get put in a special place because of a gift, right? Not everybody, but most people, right? Now, with that gift, if you don't even know it's a gift and you just do it because this is a part of who you are and you just always known this, and then people then start to tell you it's a gift, then the world starts to recognize it's a gift. Automatically, you have a responsibility now. Hey, dude, there's so much stuff that I don't know, right? Rapper,
Mhm.
i.e., rappers, when it comes to financial literacy, you know what I'm saying? How much of them actually knew, yo, I had to put this money to the side. I got to do an LLC. I got to start branding with this. I got to make sure that I own my publishing. I got to make sure that I got the royalties and the masters and all that locked down on my percentages is being higher than, whoever I'm in dealings with. Nobody knows a bunch of this shit. Same thing like with actors. They don't know when their next movie or script is going to be coming. How they know that they even going? Sometimes they don't, like, the movie don't drop until 2, 3 years, 4, 5, 6 years after they shot it. So come on, bro. So when they shoot it, it's a responsibility at that point. That's dangerous, and that's a dangerous way of thinking, because these are the people who are, for the most part, they off they rocker because of not being able to take accountability, because the world hasn't held them to any type of standard, because they just let them slide by for the idea of being famous and the idea that they're somebody special. And it's like they're just a regular person with a gift, man, who everybody know, who the world recognized. They're still human.
Okay.
What you think?
Okay. Um, about like a gift being a responsibility.
Yeah,
Okay, because that's like a two-part question. Because you feel
yeah.
me? I thought that was I thought you was before you even got into it. I thought you was talking about like for the holidays. If the gift, if like a
Well,
gift is a
no, I mean, well, you could use that that way of thinking for anyone who heard it
yeah,
and probably thought the same thing.
yeah. That's how I said that it's like a two-part. It's like a two-part question. If you want to say.
Cause
But we'll
the,
we'll go with what you're talking about right now. I feel yes. I feel like if you have a gift, it is it is a responsibility. In the beginning, you may not know what you're doing, and you're just trying to get yourself known or heard, so people can understand or hear your message, and then you probably could show people who you really are from there. Really is you got a platform. It's your job to really inspire and inform people on things they don't know. And if you can help, yeah, it's good to help because you have that platform and people look at you in that type of light. So what you do say is very vital. And what I realize is when you have a gift, if you use it in the wrong way, people will follow you and do the wrong things just because of what you're saying. So you kind of do have to be mindful on your actions and your responsibility when you have a certain type of gift. So yes, I do feel you have you have a big responsibility, and you really have to shed some light to the people in any way. Even if you just want to give back or just help the needy, cool, it doesn't matter. You feel me? Like it's you got a platform and you just gotta do better.
I do agree. I just feel like the idea of responsibility comes with, I think it comes after accountability. If one can be held accountable, is not held accountable, no matter what power that they have or what they're able to showcase to the rest of the world, they still have their own issues. So this is where the idea of facades come in to me.
Mhm.
I think this is why
Mhm.
facades are built. This is why people get these ulterior people who they are. So, my name is, I'm saying, Jamel, but you know what I mean? To the world, I'm Dice Cannon. Nah, nigga, Jamel is Dice Cannon. You know what I'm saying? Like, is
That's
that
one person. Yeah.
that's just one person. I just choose to go about it this way because I don't necessarily want people to be sitting here shouting my name. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want that. I like that. I like that for me, for people that's close to me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just like, that's just my personal opinion. Some people don't mind, but I kind
I be feeling like sometimes it's people alter ego.
of.
To
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
so yeah, this is Jamel, but the other side of you is Dice Cannon. Your alter ego.
The only thing that I would say that's different in terms of like the two is Dice would probably be more performative, but I can't say that because Jamel's performative too. It's just if you don't know me, you don't know that.
Mhm. I don't know. I can say, hmm, the difference between myself and Natty Boy. Myself, Natty Boy is more outspoken. Myself is more reserved at times. You could say I'm more reserved at times. Well, Natty Boy, I dig deep. Like I dig deep, and I just dig deep in my mind and try to like think of certain things people don't really think of, and about because people always ignore like the common things in life. You feel me? Like waking up, breathing. You feel me? Just family. Just enjoying self, enjoying life. Period. So sometimes I like to shed light on things that matter to us, things that make us us.
Mm.
Because I feel sometimes we be forgetting about that at times. What makes us us?
Well, as humans, I don't think that we get the ability to we don't really get too many chances to focus. Now, I do think that depending on where you live in this world, depending on um where you at, that changes. Because some people don't have the same distractions as others, depending on what part of the world you live at, what part of the
Hmm.
country you live at. Um, but with the idea of all of the distractions and all of the day-to-day things, breathing starts to become only it becomes very identical with fear. Like, you know what I mean? Like one
Hmm.
or sickness. Like you know what? The best way to say it is dis-ease. I know disease, but just general dis-ease. And I
Yeah,
think
but
that's interesting.
that's what like a disease is. A disease
Yes,
is like a you know
dis-ease. It's right
yeah
there.
is a dis-ease in the body. You feel me? It's like
Or
something
the
that's not.
mind,
Yeah,
something.
it's it's something that's
Or the
just not
spirit.
going with it. It's like going against it. So
But this is interesting because I think this right here is a good topic that we're running into. I don't think a lot of people understand how much disease or disease is aligned with more than just the physical.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I think it has a lot to do with the physical, mental, and the spiritual. I think those three things, if any one of them is feeling a disease, the disease starts to come into place where like
hmm
two of them start to believe it, and then I think the rest follows, or one believes, and then the rest follows. You know what I mean? Because the body, but you don't really notice until somebody say it. You know what I mean? You look into, you see snot coming out then your mind seen that. Now you, bow, two of them locked in. Now you sick. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, you
yeah.
feeling depressed. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, you feeling it. Now it's just like start showing physically. Like, you know what I
You know,
mean? Like,
like they say, if you feel it, you are it. So like it goes with it goes with everything basically. It goes with a lot. Like what you see, what you intake.
yeah, I think it's interesting. I think, I
Yeah.
think, I think, I think, if we're speaking on disease, so what I realize is with every pod. right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna this because this I don't for me I work from the work in, and I think when I project it, it then fixes the environment, and in return kind of fixes me, right? This is just how I feel. That's why I'm outspoken the way I am. So I would say within this moment, as we're speaking it, if I was asked if there's a disease that I have, disease that I think I have, I would say yeah. And yeah, I would say it's probably love slash lust.
Mm,
I think that's where my disease is at because with a lot of other things, it just seems to be like kind of, not even kind of, it is operating within the motion of a system. Like I can understand the cycles I'm in, right? When something's kind of going bad, then I know something, you know what I mean? It was purposeful for me to, realize this or learn this, and then things become a bit easier. With certain things, it's not in that same cycle. It feels like it doesn't have a system where like the feeling keeps popping up or it'll pop up and I don't feel like I have a way to the best way to say this is productively help it operate in a better way no matter what circumstance I'm in. Um and I'm kind of having a hard time dealing with that. I do think that I'm doing a good job in terms of how I'm dealing with it, but I think that I can't keep dealing with it that way for a long time because it might not be beneficial. So I have to find a system for it where, it processes properly. You know what I mean? No matter what. Like I know, a mental state I can go to, what I'm saying, I can correct myself or, I can remember a particular slogan because stuff like that helps me. You know what I mean?
hmm
Something like that helps formulate the system that I can just when I'm feeling it, I can think it, I put it in my mind, I'm like, okay, all right, cool, I understand what this is, now I know what to do. And now I know my steps is of how to exhaust it out, within a manner that's healthy for me and everybody else that's around, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
And also it doesn't take away from the sting of the lesson itself. Like I'm not running away from it. I'm not like, what I mean, trying to hide from it. Like I'm willing to stand in it, but just like, yo, you in it. This is live right now, bro. Process this, figure a system out. If we don't figure out a system, we gonna be here again. We don't want to be here again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if we are, we'd rather have a productive way of going about this. But how about yourself? Do you think, and if someone was to ask you, do you think that you have a disease? And if you do, what do you think that is?
This ease, I believe at times it could be my mind. It's my thoughts. If I don't learn how to filter my thoughts and my mind, certain things can actually really take over me, and I would just run with it.
Mm,
It's just cause I learned that, sometimes I live in my head too much. Not saying I don't be in reality all the time. I do, but most of the time I be in my thoughts a lot. So and so that can really delay and slow you down at times. So that that that's my biggest thing. And I'm learning to understand it and get through it. It's just that you just gotta accept it. If you don't accept it, you ain't never gonna get it.
yeah, I agree. I believe one has to be open or should have the will to notice. And after they notice, they can accept. After acceptance, you know, that's when the work happens. I don't believe there's really no end goal to the work. I just think it changes and it switches. But once you've learned to work with the uncomfortable or the unease, I do believe it becomes a whole lot easier for you to think of ways to adapt to any situation, whether it's, emotional, whether it's let's say verbal, any heightened situation that seems to be staring out of control because of somebody who's not, you know, mentally prepared for a conversation. I'm gonna say conversation because a lot of people like arguing and a lot of people like how do I say this? Hmm. It's kind of like they have conversations with themselves,
Hmm.
and then once you respond, like you kind of fucking a vibe up.
Mm.
Once like the you respond, like they was expecting to tell you this, but they was expecting for you to, yeah, no, oh, okay, instead of, yo, why you did that? Huh? Wait, huh? Yeah. Why'd you do that? When you ask people their actions, sometimes it kind of surprises.
Nah, that's true. That's true though. I want to go back on something we was just talking about. It just brought me to this little audio I had of somebody that was talking um that was talking about something. He was talking about mental health, basically how we have to live in the now, and how we always suffer from living in our thoughts, and so we live in our thoughts so much that we forget to live in the now. And when
Hmm.
we forget to live in the now, we're basically forgetting about the essence of life and the thing that makes life. You feel me? So we got to go back to things that we love, do things that's good for us. Yeah, I was gonna play a little of it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's a little long. I just so you just tell me what you think of it. In 2016 showed that 20-minute bouts of medium intensity exercise successfully reduced symptoms of those with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. And that's certainly reflective of how movement was used as an intervention when I was younger. So what would happen if we retrained our mental health by moving more? Well, there's two actions that you can all take. The first one is when you find yourself in a context where you're stressed, whatever that is. Maybe you're hunched over the laptop. Maybe it's a completely different context. When you're stressed, you're poisoning your body. There's chemical changes taking place. Cortisol is going through the roof. Adrenaline's going through the roof. And if you don't change that, then you're poisoning your body. The thing that you do is get up and go for a walk. If that is available to you, if you're physically not capable of that, even just changing your posture and the rhythm of your breath is enough to change the chemicals in the brain and move you from stress more towards wellness. The most important thing here is we disrupt this constant pattern. We disrupt the buildup of stress and do this as often as you can. And the second long-term solution is a challenge. I challenge you to find your movement, your physical movement, sport, activity. It doesn't matter what it is, but there's something very important at play here. And I learned this the hard way. So clearly, diving was my movement. And you'd think that someone like me who used to train for 7 hours a day, 6 days a week, would be one of the most mentally well people around because of all of that movement. But that wasn't the case in my experience. In the Olympic Games in Sydney in 2000, I ended up fourth, and I knew that they couldn't get any closer to my dreams. That next year, things started to go south. I had a reconstructive shoulder surgery on my right shoulder. I had 7 months of painstaking rehabilitation, and I made it back to fitness only to have to go under the knife once again for a second shoulder reconstruction on this same shoulder. And then I fell into a ditch. For the next 8 months, the life wasn't fair. I fell into a depression. I was training and training and training, obsessing on all of the detail, knowing exactly what I needed to do, and I was stuck because something was missing. I hit rock bottom. I stood on a poolside, away from the crowds, with tears rolling down my face, my shoulders are hunched, and I've given up because I've tried everything. And it's often the way there's a point where it turns around. And it was my mentor that came up to me at that time, and he gently put his hand on my shoulder, and he asked me a question. He said, Leon, remind me, why do you do this sport? Because I enjoy it. He said, well, I haven't seen you smile for the past 8 months. And that was it. The reason I chose the sport in the first place over all of the sports I went into when I was young is because I enjoyed it. And because of the stress and the pressure that I put myself in, I was stuck in that negative spiral.
I made one change when I went back to training the very next day. I put a smile on my face, and it was like that. It was a forced smile to start with, but that negative spiral very quickly started to go the other way. I found the joy in the movement once again. Every single training session, every single dive, every single weight I lifted, I found it didn't make it easy, but I found the joy in it. And that negative spiral went the other way, and I was back on track after my Olympic dreams. So my challenge to you, this isn't exercise for exercise's sake. This isn't forcing yourself to go to the gym. This isn't movement for movement's sake. This is find your movement, the movement that fills you with joy. So I challenge you to be creative, walk, run, swim, dive, play tennis, kick a football, even head off to one of those early morning sober raves. That's the thing, you should try them. Whatever you need to do, but the magic ingredient here is enjoyment.
Yo, so you see what I mean? You see,
Yeah,
so
that was a good clip.
what you thought about that?
It was like some of it I heard clear, some of it I didn't because depending on if he spoke fast or not.
Huh?
But I got it for the most part. Um, I mean, I love stories like that.
Yeah,
It helps you kind of click back into the now. That's what it is. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see people say this, show you this, all of this other stuff is like, yo, I see you with the car, that's fine, that's cool, I want one too. Yeah, I see this thing with Barry Mad Bread, yeah, that's dope, I want that too. But then you'll hear something like that. And then it just that slight change in the thought process. But it's like it sticks with you subconsciously. And then you wake up the next day like, yo, damn, I didn't even notice the wall was that color. Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That shit is like kind of like grayish green. That's kind of dope. Like, cool, you know what I mean? What kind of shit you putting on? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what? All right, you know what I'm gonna make for breakfast? Because I'm feeling you just your whole thought process changes just off of the one that it's for everybody is different. For everybody is different. But it's finding your rhythm.
yeah,
The rhythm, the thing, the thing that make you enjoy life, that make you enjoy everything. No, if one can't find that, they are in a really big battle with themselves. And it's gonna be a little bit more harder on them to do it, meaning they're going to have to um a callback to the first pod on the topic that we were saying delusion. That's when they're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to be delusion until it becomes the illusion. Like
yeah. You have to be
you gotta
delusional
turn it
to
into
be illusional.
yes. Because yes, anything that you believe in you can do, but it you gotta believe to inspire your spirit, inspire your mind and your body. Once that gets going, you then have to act. Because then the action itself changes the circumstances of everything. Because when you start seeing what happens from the action, it all becomes a reality because you are in the now seeing the benefit of your hard work. And that right there is a blessing.
Yeah, because to go back to what son was saying in the video, I could relate on a lot what he was saying because I I remember at a time when I I tore my ACL and my meniscus, so I had the surgery. I
I
was
remember that.
done.
I said I remember those times, bro.
Yeah, I
You
was
wasn't
done,
you
bro.
yeah, you wasn't in the best you wasn't in the best spirit.
Yeah, cause everything I thought of, everything I knew I wanted to do at that time, I couldn't do it no more. I was like, yeah, I said no more, no more ball for me. I can't play ball no more. And I was like, damn, that really hurt me because I really love it. I really loved it at that time. I still do, but I'm just like, damn. So I, it fucked me up in a lot of ways. So a lot of things I just didn't want to do. I it took me a while to really realize that, but at the time I just started changing my attitude. Like he said, you just wake up one day, put a smile on your face, say I'm gonna just do it, and I just started to work on my knee. It started getting better. I started moving better. I started feeling better. I was just taking my time.
Also, this is when you started taking more time to kind of be more, I would say probably you started being more musical just for you, not listening. I'm talking about you creating.
Yeah, that's when I really because I always used to write poetry. from when I was younger, but I never really took of it in any way like that. I was just like, this is whatever. But after when I couldn't do much, I just sat up and I was just listening to certain beats and just listening to music, and then I just started writing. And I noticed that my writing was different, but I was like, fuck it. It don't matter. I used to be freestyling with Killer all the time. Me and him used to be in his room just smoking, freestyling off of mad different beats, you know? So
But that is what you found, a spark. It's like another reason to keep going. Something another way to express yourself, because I would assume that when you were doing the when you were playing football, like you this it was like life. It was like you know what I'm saying? Something that you could do every day. Something that sparked your interest, something that for you to look forward to, like something that you wanted to, you know what I'm saying? How do I say it? It's like it was so much a part of your life that, you know what I mean? There was a void, but it seems like you clicked to something else, was music. Besides music, what else would you say? You heard
you
me?
heard me?
You heard
You
me?
heard me? Yeah,
You heard?
yeah. My bad. Lost, I lost connection right there.
They had a little connection failure. Nah, I was saying besides the music, what
hmm
else what else would you say kind of gave you a spark? I was guessing cooking.
Um, yeah, cooking and clothing, like making clothes, like
Mm.
making clothes was my thing. That's my thing. I really like that shit. Like I really got a passion for it. So it really puts me at a different state of mind. Like I, I get really locked into. I really get locked in when I get into that shit. Like it's like that's
When you
my
say
element right there.
when you say locked in, what do you mean?
Like I'm more focused in
Focused in on who you are.
on basically on whatever project I'm doing. Like if I'm making something, I'm focused on that. Like if I say I'm gonna finish it that day, I'm gonna finish it that day. Type shit.
But see, I'm asking what I'm asking because within the action or within what you're doing, sometimes we don't notice it, but when you're doing it and you get lost, you're not getting lost. It's actually like a part of you that is at peace. And when it's at peace, you're able to create at a rate that's different than when someone puts a book and a pencil or pen in front of you and say, "Yo, could you show me what you did?" And it's like, "Yo, dude, I can't show you." But when I'm like that, yo, I could show you. I could really bring to fruition what it is that's what I mean. Because
Okay.
I feel like a lot of it ties into what he's saying. You lose you lose your identity sometimes when you believe your identity is the one thing. But the one thing is just the thing you chose to spend most of your time focusing on. It's kind of like wherever your focus lies. That's kind of like where you're at. But then if that fails, there's something inside you that's been wanting to come out or wanting to be tested. You know what I'm saying? And then that time that you go, yo, you know what, let me, then you find a joy, a purpose, something that sparks something in you. It wakes you up like to a different person. Like, you know what I mean? You take a different path, not saying that it's worse or better. You know what I mean? Yo, you feel like, yo, this is who I am. Like this right here, it feels more like who I am than what I thought would have been who I am. Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's all choice, man.
Nah, of course it is all choice. What are the things you do? What are the things you do to help you improve yourself?
One of the main things I do to help improve myself is learn. Now, I do believe that my addiction to learning came from my need to want to improve myself. I would look at someone or somebody who's talented in something and be like, yo, that's dope. I want to be good at something like that. That don't mean that what I was seeing is what I wanted to do. It's just I want to be good at something like that. Like where it's a part of my being. It's like at any given time I could just, you know what I mean? I could just do it or I could create. or I could spend all week on this one damn thing, and I still don't feel like I wasted no time. It all feels the same to me. The 1 hour to the 1 week, like, yo, it was crazy. But look what I made. Look what I made though. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That right there. I feel like that right there is like it can muster up like, you know what I mean, purpose. It's like, yo, I know I took long. Or, hey, look, I know the shit was quick, right? But look at what I did. You know what I'm saying? That shit right there, it's like for any human. You know what I mean? I feel like that shit is just it gives us, you know what I'm saying, a will to keep going. When you see what you did, when you see people's reaction, you know what I'm saying? Whether good or bad. Some people feed off negativity, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't. But either which way, I think that shit is just dope. How about yourself, bro?
Things I do, I meditate, just just stay still just stay still for a good period of time and just lock into certain thoughts.
So
I
you
like,
so you get introverted?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I became that way. I became that way as I got older. I used to be a little mixy, but as I got older, I became an introvert. Just you go through things and you see how things are at times. So you're like, nah, I can't be in that mixy crowd no more. It's too much going on. Too much, too much mixed energies.
That energy
So
shit is a motherfucker.
is it? But yeah, but really, I do is yeah, I meditate. I'll probably write some rhymes. Yeah, I do some research, trying to figure out certain things, because I like to do some research. I like learning, finding new things, trying to understand different cultures, different lives, how people live. Everything. Um,
Yeah. You're looking for
ways,
inspiration.
yeah, ways to better myself. I like to cook. So that puts me in a good state of mind. I be I be chilling.
I ain't gonna lie, I got a playlist. I
Yeah,
got about I got about like 4 or 5 of them shits. I
yeah,
slap one of them shits on. It's
mm-hmm,
over. It's
yeah,
over. I transition.
yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the main ones. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's number one. I think that would probably
yeah.
be number one. And the most
That's
heated, I'll be like, all right.
yeah. Put some tunes on. Smoke a few spliffs, relax.
Yeah, I heard him, right?
Yeah,
That nigga said a few. He ain't say, he ain't say smoke a spliff. He said smoke a few. Nigga gonna sit there for about 45 minutes going through them, boy.
just
Yo,
getting
hey,
relaxed.
yo, you know what was funny, bro? When I went by Fifth, shout out to Fifth. Yo, when I
Mm-hmm.
went by Fifth, and I'm like, I think we was listening to beats and shit, and I'm just like, once like that's one of the zones when it comes to like the studio or like making music, yo, there's a good chance, bro. Like, if not, I don't care. Like, if it's one beat, two beats I'm writing to, like we talking about, I would say it's gonna be about four, and that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I probably might reach the third one. You know what I mean? I'm done. I'm probably like done at that point. Either I'm ready to flow, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But like, yo, as soon as the music start going, like, and I start smoking, it's like, dude, it's kind of like surfing through like time. Like it's hard to really like explain it. So I'm gonna try my best to. So it's like the
It's
minute
like,
I start smoking and I'm listening to the music, it's kind of like I'm surfing through time. Now, what I mean I'm surfing through time, it's with the beat is like a certain type of vibe. And it's like I'm surfing to find what like part of my life or what shit I've experienced that can gravitate to that beat. Once I find that, that's how the concept comes.
mm,
Once I find that, I'm like, what do I want to talk about now? Like what do I want people to like get from this? Like where am I trying to go with it?
Hmm.
For the most part, once I get that, oh yeah, nigga. You feel me? But that's literally how it is when I'm smoking a split, bro. That's like I'm smoking, I'm looking at shit, I'm looking around, I'm looking at shit, but like spiritually, that's what I feel like I'm doing, my nigga. Like I'm literally on a board, just gliding on the
Yeah.
music, my nigga. Like it's just, yeah, bro. Like
Yeah.
this is it, bro. All right, cool. What we finna do?
Nah,
Ooh.
definitely know what she's saying on that. I definitely know what she's saying on that.
I think that was a good description though. Because now that
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, like, yo, that shit is like a really good
Nah,
description.
nah, it is. I say, yeah, I can relate with that for real. You can't. I ain't lying on that. That's dope.
Once you find that zone, I feel like color be in that shit too for me. I don't know why, bro. I don't know why, but it's like when I get into a certain zone, there's a color. There's a certain color.
That's why. That's why I be fuck. That's why I be fucking with my LED lights. I
Hmm.
be. I got the different colors for different moods. So whatever mood I be feeling, I put the light on. I just be chilling. Put me in a good state of mind.
Nah, it does. It reflects, man. It's a part of the surrounding that feed into the energy that you're trying to manifest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Nah, that's true. Um. So how you feel about I got this other question. How dealing with heartbreak and social anxiety can have an impact on your mental health?
I think that's one of the biggest things that have an impact on men's mental health, and I think it has a huge impact on women's mental health for the most part. I think just most humans walking around because we hold a relationship really, really high within
Yeah.
our worlds. So, you know what I'm saying? If somebody gets a heartbreak, that really can take somebody out for a long time, all depending on what they tied to that person. It don't necessarily mean that those two people agreed to tying that to each other, but sometimes the perception, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? One will get with one and hey, listen, they think it's one way, ends up another way, then they have an idea of what they want it to be or what they expect it to be. Expectations start coming in, and sometimes they don't align. And then when it ends, some people could be like, for the most part, yo, I thought it would be this way, but it wasn't. For the most part, most people will probably downplay the relationship. There's not too many people that walk away from the relationship and just be kind of like, yo, that was actually a really good relationship. Like we both kind of fucked it up, but I could see where I fucked up at, and I could see where she fucked up at. But I think we're both good people. It just didn't work out. That's very mature compared to like what actually happens. Most people go, yo, they told me they was gonna do this. Yo, they said they was gonna do that, and that's what I mean. They tie an emotion to them. So now for the next couple months, they're gonna be fucked up, seeing them, mentioning them, feeling, oh my God, I need to talk to him. It's not really them. It's really, you and that little thread of energy that you tied to him right before y'all left that nobody seen that you know what happens. It don't gotta be nothing physical. It don't gotta be nothing physical. It's the feeling. Once you tie the feeling you're feeling to the person, you can walk out the door and go 100 miles away. That thread's still there, B. That's why people will be like, yo, I don't know, man. I feel like this. Men and women complain. Yo, man, if she would have did this, bro, like that shit would have been, bro, it could have been, oh, if he would have did this, we could have did this and that, but he not. Yo, let the thread go. You responsible, they responsible, both parties responsible. If it became a irresponsible scenario, it's on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. You know what I mean? Regroup. Don't take it as a loss. Take
Hmm.
it as just a missed shot. You know what I'm saying? Not even an L. Just a missed shot. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. Man, you might still be in practice, right? Like how do we know in the circumstances of our life if if we're in practice or if this is actually the game? Do you know? Because every story that I hear from most people who make it, they don't know. They practice enough that they just ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once they called out, what you think about it, bro?
Um, yeah,
Heavy.
I think I think what you're saying is true. Cause in my opinion, like dealing with heartbreak, it really can fuck with your mental state, you know. And then you go around people, you might get social anxiety. You feel me? Depending on the type of people you're around. So and what you're telling them and the type of information that you're receiving from them, it could really fuck you up. So some people don't take it. They don't take it well, and that's why they always be acting weird around people. And they be like, "Oh, I don't want to be around people because they going through it." So I just feel you just got to learn to deal with it. You got to take accountability for your actions. You're like, okay, it is what it is, you know. But just try not to hold on to certain things too long because it's gonna prevent you from growing, in my opinion.
Yo, but hey, the reality, real talk, it hurt.
Yeah.
Disappointment, pain, fear, anxiety. A lot of these things just wrap themselves in, and then it feels like a multitude of it kind of weighing on you. It's the focus point. If you, it, the focal point. If that's what if you're gonna keep diving back, if you're gonna keep trying to get a chart or comparisons, none of those things do any type of justice. It's just you become a. It's like you become an FBI agent to your own heartache. So like you just like working a case, and you see what happens to them, right?
Hmm.
They'll tell you, yo, don't take work home. That's very, very similar to what I'm saying. Don't
Yeah.
take the work home. You know what I'm saying? If it's, hey, look, don't take it home. You take it home, man, you can obsess over it, man. You're bound to
Yeah.
obsess over it.
Yeah. You're gonna bring that energy home with the family. It's not gonna turn out good, you know. So yeah, it's good to always leave certain things at work, and when you come home, it's just home.
Nah, I'm not even
It's your
talking about
safe
work. I'm
place.
talking about, it's the best way to say this. It's kind of like when you're dealing with whatever situation you're dealing with, it's like home is like that your subconscious,
Hmm.
right?
Okay,
Like
I see what you're saying.
when you operate what you operate, yeah, you still got to be there mentally. You still got to, don't let some shit get through to the subconscious. If you bring it home, it's going to haunt you. It's going to haunt you. It's going to haunt. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. It's going to be dreadful. Hey, it. Some people have to go through that. You know, that's their way of. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they have to feel enough pain to then get out. You know, some people have to really burn before they realize they're on the pot. Not all of us are like that. Some can feel the heat and go, you know what, I'm not stepping in there. Some people got to go in there, be in there for 3 hours and realize like this is an oven. We are all different. You know what I'm saying? Our responses is different, but either which way, don't bring it home. Don't bring it home to the subconscious. Keep it here. Keep it here. Work in tangent. You know what I mean? Work in tangent. The three that I keep saying, the mind, body, and the spirit, work in tangent. Work those together. Cipher it out. Understand. It's not easy if you have someone who you need to speak to, someone who an elder, someone with some sense, someone with some type of life experiences, you know what I mean, beyond living for someone else, someone who lived, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy their living. You know what I mean, even to the time now, because speaking to some old heads who enjoyed their life 17 years ago is not gonna help you. You know what I mean? They're just gonna give you more pain and bad decisions. You know what I mean? They're gonna give you a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't do, and they're gonna demand that you should do it. Think about it. Be true to yourself. If that's not what you want, if that's not who you are, stick to that. Whatever's happening with whoever it may happen with, it's not a reflection of you all the time. We all get in some shit sometimes. You know what I mean? When you walk in the street, sometimes you're gonna step in shit.
I get that.
Just wanted to speak to the people. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all know we feel y'all. We get it. May not be there in the moment, but has been there before, and wouldn't wish that on anybody. Heartbreak is very, very, whew, whew, man, it can mess a man's head up.
For real.
And a boy,
How important is mental health?
I don't want to say cliche. It's very important because it's very important. I feel like anybody can agree to that. I would say mental health. I would say it's, if not the driver, the passenger, because everybody don't. Some people operate off just i- instinct, like their spirit guides them. Some people operate strongly off the mental. So if it's not the driver, it's the passenger. That's how important the mental health is. It is the key to being stuck in something forever and making it out. Feeling like you're in a box compared to understanding that you're actually in an open world. Very huge difference. Very huge difference in understanding. You need it. We all need it. And it needs clarity. Without clarity, it's going to be very, very hard for it to be able to steer you out of whatever comes or whatever you're in. What you think, bro?
No,
How
that's
important do
true.
you think that mental is?
Um, I think it's very important. I think it's very important. One's mental health is very important. So, if you're dealing with certain things, you got to be aware. You got to be aware of certain things. So, some people are not, but if you are aware of it, it's good that some people could seek therapy. It helps for certain people. It helps for certain people, and it could really get them through to what they need to do, and for them to get out that mindset or get out that fog. So yeah, you got to take certain steps into working with it. Sometimes some people don't really like to go to therapy. You can have you could vent to your boys. There's certain people you could vent to. They give you good advice, but just try not to keep things to yourself and try not to be so alienated, because it's gonna make you play all these mind games, and you're gonna start blaming people, and then you really not gonna want to be around no, and you're really gonna get into this dark cloud. So yeah, you got to get out there, get some sunlight, take a walk.
Yeah, I agree. Hydrate yourself. No, for
Yeah,
real. It sounds funny what we're saying, but these are simple, you know, take a few steps. You know what I'm saying? Walk, get some fresh air.
yeah, just take these steps into working and to try to help working with yourself. There's you can watch. There's a whole lot of other videos you could watch. You could look it up on YouTube. You could try looking up different words, but it's just you just have to learn to work on self, because it's very important to work on self. You have to do it every day. You have to make sure you really focus on that.
I agree. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. Step by step, small steps, a day at a time,
Yep.
hour out of 24.
Facts.
Just slow pace it. Break it down if you have to. Enjoy your time. Give your time. I mean, give yourself some time in literal terms. If that means sitting still and staring at your car wheel for an hour, for 30 minutes, get your mind together. You know what I'm saying? I would advise for one not to sit in front of something watching it, because you feel like you're relaxing, but you're not. Because you'll walk away and the thoughts run right back. I would advise to do it while you're kind of like in some form of silence, because it's you dealing with it. You know what I mean? You dealing with the thoughts. You're sitting with it. You know what I mean? You're accepting this is what is. If you do other things to distract, it's just going to distract you for the moment, and it's going to prolong it. Sometimes you just need to sit quiet, sit with the thought, think it through.
I
Some
agree.
good questions, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that was pretty. I think we covered everything, though.
Right on the money.
Yeah. You
Right
got
on the
anything?
house.
You got anything else you wanna talk about?
No, I think I covered everything, especially anything that I wanted to say.
Okay. Yeah, me too. All right, this is good though. So it's been good.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. It's been good tonight. We appreciate y'all for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all coming through for this therapy session. You know what I'm saying? It's cleansing. Every time y'all pull up, it's a cleansing. Let it out. Walk away with a different outlook.
Facts. And this and the overlook for today is just be yourself. You need help, go look for help. Try not to overwhelm yourself. Do things you love. Be happy. Live life.
I
And
concur.
this was great, y'all. All right, we'll see y'all next time.
Man, you gotta say the slogan and end it off, bro.
Oh yeah, forgot my bad.
We can't step
All
off
right,
without it.
I forgot. This was Gamble with Life podcast. I'm Nazi Boy Zo.
I'm Dice Cannon.
Elevate your mind.
Level up your life.
You already know, y'all. Stay blessed.
Peace. Blessings.